All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Vulkan API discussion by CUDA Education. Today we are going to we're going to talk about descriptor sets, but we're going to talk about it in a very special program called Nsight Graphics. So it's NVIDIA Nsight Graphics. Now, this tool is only available for people who have NVIDIA GPUs. Right now, I'm running a GeForce 1050 Ti graphics card, which means I'm able to do some stuff, but not all things. And obviously, the reason being that I need to upgrade to an RTX or a more modern graphics card. However, for what I want to show you, I am able to show, with the graphics card I have. And this is just the final piece of the descriptor set discussion. So we went through a whole bunch of stuff in the previous YouTube videos about drawing out descriptor sets and showing different views and different models of descriptor sets. This is I'm going to kind of show you sort of in real time. So what I'm going to do is basically run one of Sascha Willems' examples. Now he has a series of examples freely available on GitHub that you could download and install and run for yourself, and use that to learn the Vulkan API. So I will provide links in the description below for it. And I do have a tutorial number 13, that helps you to, it's a video walkthrough that helps you to install those examples on your Windows-based machine with a Vulkan-capable GPU. Now, this Nsight graphics tool, right, NVIDIA Nsight Graphics, it is a freely available tool. However, you have to have an NVIDIA graphics card, and obviously a fairly modern one that with a modern architecture and all of that stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the example here. Now, when you download and you install, generally, you're looking for the .exe file for the particular example that you're running. So I'm running the instancing example. It's going to be in Vulkan Master, build, bin, debug, and then instancing.exe. So that's where you find this. You basically open up the thing. It's going to give you a quick launch dialog. If not, you just press connect. Gives you this thing right here. And then, frame debugger, Windows, and then you do launch debugger. Now, I'm going to launch it. Give me a second. So as you can see, the application has been launched, and basically it runs the application for you. And then it gives you all kinds of statistics about, this is in the normal application, but you see up here, it gives you more statistics, right? And it sort of matches what's being read here. And all it is, it's a bunch of rocks rotating around a sphere, in outer space. The rocks themselves are moving around the sphere, and the rocks themselves are also rotating about an axis, right? And you could zoom in and zoom out, and you could do all kinds of stuff. Again, tutorial number 13 helps you to install this application here, video walkthrough. And I also have a tutorial like just going over Nsight Graphics and some of the capabilities. Obviously, back then, I didn't know as much as I know now, and the application has changed significantly, sort of, because NVIDIA is always making improvements, but it still goes a long way in helping you understand Nsight Graphics. But today, what I'm going to do is focus on descriptor sets. So if I do capture for live analysis, what it will do is it will give you a whole bunch of stuff, a list of commands of what's going on, all of that stuff. I'm not going to go through this stuff right now, but what I wanted to show you guys is under Frame Debugger, look at all of the different things that you could look at. We're going to look at under Vulkan descriptor sets, right? And you see we have, I guess, these guys, right? And the one that matches what I discussed in the earlier parts of the descriptor set discussion was, I guess it's this one, where you have binding 0, binding 1. Binding 0 is a uniform buffer. It's for the vertex, and it has vertex information, right? So remember, the bindings tell you the layout of the data, a big picture macro layout of the data, and within each of the bindings you get the attribute descriptions and stuff. But as you can see, binding 0, like we said, is vertex data, and binding 1 is like fragment data, texture and color and all of that stuff. So if we go to the binding 0 and we click on the data here, we're going to get a whole bunch of stuff, right? Which is like data related to vertices and things of all that nature. Obviously, I'm not going to get into that right now, but that's for the vertex stuff. And then, of course, for binding 1, we get the texture stuff, right? And you get a whole bunch of information about what the textures are, what its dimensions, everything, right? I'll leave all of this for you guys to tackle on your own. Again, Nsight graphics is free. The example code is free. And if you have a fairly recent NVIDIA graphics card, you should be able to at least run this and explore for yourself, right? The Vulkan API. And that's really what I wanted to go over. I don't want to make this too long, but look at all the other things that you could look at. Vulkan device member. Remember we spoke about device local memory and host visible. Host visible means that the CPU and GPU can see it. Device local means that it's closest to the GPU and it should be really fast for the GPU to process, right? And there's texture and stuff. There's a list of commands here talking about what it's doing where. So again, NVIDIA is really investing time and energy in the Nsight graphics tool. So this is just my contribution to the matrix, if you will. And there's all kinds of stuff, guys. I can't possibly go through everything in this this video. So you see how there are limitations on the number of descriptor sets that you could have. So I'd mentioned that depending on your hardware, there are limitations on the number of descriptor sets you could have, right? So there's all kinds of stuff. But this should really get your hands dirty and really get you spending some time with this stuff. And I guess this is the frame that was captured, right? And that's pretty much it. So I hope this video was helpful. All right, let me okay, so let's just go through real quickly what you need to do if you're interested. All right. So if you're interested in getting to where I am right now in terms of having all these tools, the first thing is that I'm assuming you have a Windows machine. Okay, so you have a Windows machine. Number 2, you have a graphics card that is from NVIDIA, right? Because this Nsight graphics tool only works with NVIDIA graphics card. Okay, so you're on a Windows machine, you have an NVIDIA graphics card. Then that NVIDIA graphics card is fairly recent, as in it's able to run Vulkan. Okay, so if you have a really old graphics card, it's not going to be able to run Vulkan, right? Don't blame me, blame the powers that be. So again, you have a Windows machine, you have an NVIDIA graphics card, and that NVIDIA graphics card is fairly recent, fairly modern, that it's Vulkan capable. You could Google and find out whether your graphics card has Vulkan on it and whether it's compatible with Nsight graphics, blah, 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 right? All right, so now you have an environment that can run this stuff. Next thing you need to do is Sascha Willems is who has this example here. right? So he has this example on GitHub, freely available. Nsight graphics is freely available. The example code is freely available. It's all freely available, right? So you want to install that example code. Now, if you don't know how to install it, or it's too many moving parts and too many things that you need, you have to jump over too many hoops for you, no problem. Tutorial number 13, which I'll have a link below in the description. Tutorial number 13 will get you will help you to install the examples on your Windows-based Vulkan GPU capable machine. Okay, so that's tutorial number 13. Once you have that, obviously you want to download and install Nsight graphics, assuming you have an NVIDIA graphics card. And then, it's a pretty simple thing. You open it up, you press connect, and then you navigate to that directory that I showed you where it's instancing.exe, and it will run it and it will give you all of this stuff, right? I also have a tutorial or a walkthrough of Nsight graphics. I will give a link in the description below. It's not completely necessary for you to do that. You could just basically run the application and tinker with it yourself, right? It's just a graphics application and stuff. It's not gonna hurt anything, I don't think. Then if your graphics card is fairly recent, you're gonna be able to do more stuff in this Nsight graphics tool. If it's not recent, if it's not an RTX or greater or later, it's not gonna give you everything. You should definitely check out GPU Trace. When you do connect, you're gonna be able to choose GPU Trace, and it will show you a bunch of stuff if you have a modern graphics card. And that's pretty much it. I also have the Vulkan API videos that are freely available on YouTube, talking about descriptor sets and everything. So I know it's a lot to take in right now, but just take your time. First thing you want to do is get Sascha's example running on your machine. That's the most important thing. And then if you have an NVIDIA graphics card that's fairly recent, you download Nsight graphics, and you could run this stuff and really get into some of the things going on here and everything. Nsight, Vulkan API is the future, as I always say, guys. I also have a new group on Reddit. So I have a new group on Reddit. It's called Vulkan Tutorials. So it's a new community on Reddit. If you guys, if you're into Reddit and all of that stuff, definitely check it out. If you want to troll me, that's fine. I will report you and all that good stuff too. Don't worry. And I will ignore you also. So if you're gonna say anything, just please be constructive and all of that stuff. I don't have time to waste with people that don't matter, basically. So yeah, definitely join the Reddit group. And that's pretty much it. I have a whole bunch of tutorials on the Vulkan API. It's a lot of stuff happening, but it's very powerful, and you need to start now so that a year or two from now you will be fairly proficient in the API that's going to take over the world. All right, this is CUDA Education. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.